Hello there, viewer. Welcome to my channel. I absolutely love 80s music, as you can tell. And of course, you know, I am a tarot reader and a medium. So if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so by emailing me. I'll leave all of the information in the description box below. So this is going to be a general reading. It's not going to be for any particular sign. It's just for whoever resonates with this. So go ahead and hit that like button and leave a comment to show your support. So we have here passion ignited and heartache and loss. All right, viewers. So it seems as though you may have experienced some sort of a heartache, some sort of a loss. However, despite this pain, it has ignited some sort of passion within you. I feel like you're like, you know what? It is what it is. I experienced this loss, but there's something that I learned from it, right? You may have learned not to settle, right? Not to conform with just breadcrumbs. You may have learned so much about yourself and what it is that you truly want and desire in life, not just from a partner, but just in life in general. Like, what is it that ignites your soul? What is it that ignites your passions? I feel like you've been through enough loss that you're kind of in this space now where you're like, you know, I'm done settling. I really want to go for something that really just, you know, just sets my soul on fire, right? I'm done with experiencing all of this heartache and all of this loss. And, you know, Spirit saying, you sacrifice so much of yourself. You sacrifice so much of the love. You know, you poured a lot of love into situations. And I'm also getting the message here that Spirit saying, you know, this sacrifice was not in vain. It's like Spirit saying, I saw everything that you did, everything that you, all of the just the effort that you put towards these situations. It was not a loss. So don't look at it as, you know, this was all in vain. This is something that happened so that it can ignite this passion inside of you, okay? To lead you to where it is that you are actually supposed to be. Authority. You're taking your authority back. You're reclaiming your power. But there is something here, I feel as though Spirit saying, you know, there's still something that you need to let go of, okay? And you might not want to let go of this because you're afraid of experiencing some sort of an emotional loss here. What else, Spirit? What else do you have for my viewer? Spirit saying to sacrifice something here. Spirit saying relax, get more rest, make time for yourself, maybe even plan some sort of a vacation for yourself. Soulful, profound meaning, significant event, and heartfelt passion. Right? There's a profound meaning in what you went through. It didn't just happen for no reason. That's what I'm hearing. See the truth in a situation and make your dreams real. Manifest it. Okay? See the truth in a situation. It's funny because right below, this is the bottom of the deck, I also saw truth. There's a truth about a situation here that I feel like you're not seeing. It's almost like you're looking at something with rose-colored glasses on. Right? Yeah, and there's rest and rejuvenation again. So get some rest, collective. I feel like whatever you're going through, you may not be sleeping well. And I also feel like Spirit's going to be speaking to you through dreams. But you definitely need to rest because I feel like you're going to need to be level-headed and clear-minded for the next chapter, for this next venture that you're about to take in your life. It's time to take action. So small steps every day, right? And it's time to release negativity. Small steps every day will help you to release any negative energies that you feel like you have in regards to this situation here. Tiny steps, baby steps, even if it's 30 minutes a day. Success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. Success is coming. There's something here that you're going to be really successful in, but you're going to have to recuperate, regenerate, because you may be experiencing some grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So whatever you lost, just know that, it's just a time right now to just appreciate the good, right? That came from it, right? Try to see things as far as the good memories, right? Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. You're going to need some discipline for whatever it is that is about to take place here. And gratitude. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. So whatever's coming in, Spirit's saying you're about to be really successful in this certain area of your life. Spirit's saying, I know you're grieving right now, but right now is a time to rest. Recuperate your strength. It's okay to grieve. You've lost something that was really significant to you, or you're about to, because you feel like you dealt with this emotional loss here. But it's time right now to express gratitude for this lesson and for the role that this person or these people played in your life. I know it's easier said than done, but I feel like you're seeing the truth of a situation here. The romantic, attracting love, courtship, and fantasy world. Yeah, that's that. Making dreams real, seeing the truth. Attracting love, courtship, and fantasy world. Like right now, I feel like you're very much romanticizing a situation. Sometimes when we lose something, our mind tends to romanticize it because it can't deal with the grief, right? It can't deal with the loss, the pain from the loss. And so sometimes I feel as though, we go back, our brains go back just to kind of find that peace or just to kind of ease the pain. We tend to romanticize something, right? The maiden, expression of beauty, fresh potential, and a new life. A new life is coming towards you, a new chapter. The hermit, seeking solitude, radical self-care, and wise choices. So right now, you may be in this hermit mode where you're seeking solitude, but Spirit's saying right now is a time for you to practice radical self-care. Don't neglect yourself. It's time to rest. Okay, rest your mind, rest your body. Make sure you're going to bed at decent hours of the night. Okay, they usually say that between the hours of 8, I think it is, between 7 or 10 p.m. that's the best time to actually get your sleep, because you're producing melatonin and you get your REM sleep, right? So pay attention to your body and go to sleep at a good time, right? So that you can get your REM sleep, so that your mind can heal from whatever trauma it is that you felt like you went through. And so your mind can process the grief. It's very important. If you're grieving, it's time to take care of yourself. Breathe through the tension. Yeah. So something is crazy, because it's like I feel like you're grieving, but at the same time, something is trying to come into your life. It's making its way in, something that you may have been manifesting for a while that is going to require a lot of strength from you. Okay, it's going to require energy from you, and you can't go into this next chapter feeling drained. You need to recuperate. You have to see the bigger picture. Why did all of this happen to you? It's to have prepared you for what's coming and push through any insecurities that you may have. this new situation that's coming into your life, this new venture, this new opportunity, this new chapter that you have is going to require you to push through any insecurities. It's going to require you just to show up even when you feel like you're not ready. Okay? So Spirit's saying, I need you to just show up. You'll learn along the way. Okay? But make sure that you get your rest. Spirit doesn't want you staying up at night thinking and, going back and forth. And, Rome wasn't built in one day, right? So you have to kind of, just sometimes we think that we need to find answers right then and there, right? But really what we need to find is the time to heal so that we can make space for the new energy to come in. Okay? All right, so Spirit, with the tarot, tell me what else is going on with the collective. Yeah, you're walking away from something here. Walking away from something that you feel like that you poured a lot of your emotions into. Okay? I feel like you felt like you reached your limit in a certain situation, but this definitely led you to some sort of a self-discovery here, and you were doing a lot of introspecting. You were looking deeper. You were looking within. You felt maybe the sense of disappointment, and you were trying to find some sort of truth within the situation, and I feel like you got it, but you're not entirely all the way there yet. It's like you don't really want to let go just yet. Yeah, and Spirit's saying, I want you to let go of any regret that you had in regards to this situation here. This is the end of the stagnation time. This is a time now that motivation is about to step in, and Spirit wants you to be enthusiastic about the situation, because what's coming in, you're going to look back and you're going to realize, oh, that's why that happened. Because now I'm ready to accept this new thing that's coming in. Because now I'm prepared, even though you may feel like you have these insecurities. Spirit's saying, absolutely not. Seize the moment. Seize the opportunity. Let go of the regrets. If you're living in regret, that may be where that grief is coming from, living in regret. Yeah. For some of you, this could have been, it may have had to do with your family, living in regret in regards to something that had to do with family, or maybe even a marriage here. But I see security coming in for you and your family, or for yourself as well. Because that's your goal ultimately, right? That's what everybody wants, right? Is that sense of security. Yeah, oh my God, look, a wish fulfillment in regards to, you being happy with the people that you choose to be in your life. There's a wish coming true for you, and you're about to realize some sort of a dream for yourself. And sometimes we think, well, when is it going to happen? It's when we're in alignment with it. It's when, you don't know, today you could be one person, tomorrow you wake up and you feel a totally different energy, and then all of a sudden you start attracting things into your life, and you're like, wow, that happened. That was a miracle. I can't believe that happened. Look at how that opportunity opened its door to me, right? And it's because the universe is saying, you've been praying for this. You've been asking for this. This is a wish fulfillment that's coming in. And it's about to make you and your family members super happy. Or those that, you're surrounded by super happy. I also feel like this is like having a sense of community. Like meeting new people that are going to feel like family. That are going to bring this sense of joy and fulfillment, and you're going to feel abundant, especially with this energy of love. It's going to help you with your self-esteem. You're going to feel very triumphant, and you're going to have this sense of satisfaction. That's what's coming in for you, because you're walking away from, situations and people that are causing you grief, or that are just not aligned with this frequency that you're on anymore. You can you can really wish and desire to have certain people in your life, right? And I'm not saying that, you know, we should just like up and abandon everybody, but listen, at the end of the day, if you're vibrating on a higher frequency than those people around you, you know what starts to happen? It's either, you know, they give you anxiety, or you start to feel depression, or, you know, it's like the universe starts to move you in a certain area, and it starts to say, you're vibrating at a frequency because you've reached a level of awakening and awareness, and maybe they're not there yet. And maybe it's time for you to step into this new chapter. It's time for you to step into your power, because Spirit has something that is aligned with this frequency of yours now. And maybe these people are not supposed to come with you because for whatever reason, they're just not in that, that energy of growing, of being self-aware, right? Of doing, of digging deep like you have. You've actually sat there and you've thought about your mistakes. You regret certain things and certain decisions that you've made, but you've grown from them, right? Maybe they don't regret it, right? Maybe all they're doing is just putting a band-aid over their situations by, you know, maybe going out, drinking, or they think that becoming successful and, you know, and maybe acquiring more money, or, you know, is going to help them to heal certain situations, but it's not. You've actually done the inner work, the deep soul searching. You've actually disconnected yourself from the world and from society and from, you know, what people tell you to be and what they say and what they do. And you're saying, you know what? No, I need to heal from the inside out so that my life outside of me can reflect, right, what it is that I want, what it is that I know that I deserve, right? So, you know, and Spirit's saying, if you're holding on to these people, it's time for you to let go. You might be holding on to people because you're like, come with me, come with me, come with me. But they are not ready. They're not ready. And it's not that you think that you're better than them. It's absolutely not like that at all. It's just like you're going someplace and they may not even be able to handle where it is that you're going, because it might trigger their insecurities, because it might, you know, they might sit there and say, well, you know, why are you going to the gym so much? Why are you taking care of yourself so much? And it's not that they don't want to see you doing good, but it might be triggering something in them, some sort of insecurity in them. And what they do is they start projecting, and then they try to bring you down. And you're like, I'm just taking care of myself. I'm just loving myself. And I need you to do that too, right? But you're holding on to something. Spirit's saying there's still something that you're holding on to. And I think that it's because you're afraid that if you let go of it, you're going to grieve. But I feel like you're like literally right there. You're just about to let go of the situation or the person or, you know, the job or whatever it is that you really feel like is draining you, because you're like, I'm destined for more. There's something that I need to be creating. I'm getting the image of Walt Disney right now, where it's like, imagine if he would have listened to the naysayers when he said, I want to create this theme park. I know he has a story. I'm not sure what it is, but I know he has a story. Imagine he said, oh, I'm turning this, you know, a little mouse into a cartoon character. And they looked at him, and I know for a fact, if you go and you Google what Mickey Mouse looked like when he first came out, it's nothing compared to what he looks like now. That mouse has evolved, okay? So the point that I'm trying to make is that imagine if he would have said, you know, I'm just going to stay right here with the people in my life that I know that love me, but, you know, I have this dream to create something, but, you know, they don't see it possible. What they want me to do is they want me to get a job, a 9-to-5. They want me to do, you know, and I get that, you know, because that's something that is stable, right? It's predictable, right? But there's something here about Spirit saying it's time to believe in the impossible. It's time to believe in that dream that you had. And that's why it's a dream, because maybe not everybody has that vision, but there is something that is trying to come in, that is trying to tell you there is something or some people that you need to leave behind. And you're not letting go because you're afraid. And fear is false evidence appearing real. And Spirit saying, listen, I'm not telling you to, quit your job today or tomorrow. And hey, listen, some people have. And they have completely relied on faith in order to get to where they are today. And listen, if you have the balls to do that, that's your choice. That's totally on you. I'm not responsible for that. But by all means, go do it. But if there's a vision that you have of what your life should look like, and you have time to set aside 30 minutes a day, do it. Do it. Remove that fear, right? Or not remove it, because the fear is always going to be there. Did you know that even movie stars and even people who sing, right, who perform, Michael Jackson, Beyonce, all of these people, they've all had some sort of fear before getting up on that stage, and they have performed hundreds of thousands of times. But there's always that fear, there's always that anxiety of what if I mess up, what if this happens, right? But that's just your mind and your body trying to keep you safe, right? Oh, let's not do that, it's too much of a risk, right? We're gonna die if we do something like that. That's not true. That's not the case. So something here is trying to make its way, and Spirit's saying there's something that you need to let go of. There's something that you need to let go of. Deep-seated issues from the past. Living in regret. It's not time to live in regret. Take everything that you've been through and say, this was a lesson. Okay? All of the decisions that I made, if I would have known now what I knew, if I would have known back then what I knew now, yeah, of course I wouldn't have made those decisions. Right? But I learned from it. And did it suck? Yeah, but it's a memory now. It no longer exists. Your body probably remembers it just like if it was yesterday. But guess what? It's not. It happened a while ago, right? And now it's time for you to recreate yourself. And Spirit's saying there's something here that, it's talking about some sort of trauma, because it kept repeating, sleep. Okay, sleep, rest. And I'm not talking about sleeping all day in some sort of a depressive mode. But listen, if that's the case, if you need to sleep that long, go ahead and sleep, right? But there's something here about your mind kind of like rejuvenating itself and rebuilding some sort of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like making connections. It's important that you dream, because dreaming is your mind trying to make sense of things, right? And yeah, you wake up and you're like, what the heck was I dreaming, right? But it don't matter, whatever. I mean, some dreams do have meaning, but some dreams are just your brain just trying to make sense of things, right? And listen, just because you dream about your ex doesn't mean that you should go back with them, okay? That's just your mind trying to process what the heck happened, right? So what else do we have here, Spirit? Make sure my mic is working, because last time it shut off and that pissed me off so bad. The sun. You might be thinking happiness is out there, but maybe it's not for me. That's a lie. That's a lie from the pit of hell. Because this is the sun card. This is positivity, freedom, fun, success, optimism, vitality, joy, confidence, self-expression, good luck, enthusiasm, happiness, truth, openness, and maybe even pregnancy for somebody. There's happiness here on the other side of you holding on to your past. Spirit saying the sun card is the most positive, high vibrating card in the deck. that you can possibly pull. So when this comes out, it counteracts any negative card. But honestly, I don't see any negative cards here. We've got here wishes coming true. We've got here, you know, some sort of joy that you're going to be feeling here. But there's some sort of regret that Spirit's saying, no more regret, right? Let's have that gratitude spirit. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. Let's be grateful. You may be feeling like, you know what, but there's a lack of money right now. I've made some poor financial decisions. You know, there's like this, you know, maybe even lack of opportunities, or maybe even I feel like I've lost some sort of opportunity here. Yeah. And maybe you might be experiencing this sadness, this loss, this grief, and maybe even this despair, because you're like, how? My money and my bank account isn't reflecting this message that you're telling me, Xabi. How? How is it going to happen? How is it possible? Again, like I said, Mickey Mouse was once just a tiny little, you know, idea. He was a drawing at one point. And now look at the company. Look at the industry. It's a $1 billion industry. And if he would have said, you know, I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure he didn't think that it was going to become so big. And in his mind, he didn't even care about the money. It was more so the why. Why am I doing this? Why do I want to do this? Why do you want to do what you do, or what you're going to do? Right? Why? You have to ask, the question is why? Walt Disney said, you know, I have this idea, there's this little mouse, and I know that he's going to make so many people happy. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you already know the story about Mickey Mouse and Walt Disney. And if you do chime in and share the facts, you know, share all of the history on it. But all I keep seeing is Walt Disney and this freaking mouse. And how at one point it started off as an idea. And he didn't think, where's the money going to come from? It was just something, it was a passion ignited in him. There was something that he just could not stop. He was like, I got to get it out there. I don't know, I just have to get it out there. This little mouse is going to make everybody happy. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is that, you know, you may feel like, oh, you know, like I don't have the money, I don't have the resources, and I'm really sad, I'm really messed up over all of this. I'm freaking grieving, you know, because I may have lost something financially, or dealing with certain people in my life, like, you know, I couldn't depend on them, right? And Spirit's saying, yeah, I didn't want you to, because those people weren't supposed to come with you to where I'm taking you. Because if they would have continued to support you financially, you would not have been hungry enough to go out there and get what you needed to go get yourself. Right? Because those who can feed you can also starve you. Right? Because you would have gotten comfortable. Right? And Spirit's saying, this is not what I want for you. I didn't want you to get comfortable. I didn't want you to get complacent. I needed you to be hungry. I needed you to be mad. I needed you to realize all of the time that you feel like you may have wasted on people. Your money, your energy, your resources. But guess what? It was not in vain, because it taught you a lesson. Did it not? It sure did. So you know what? Be grateful for the time that they were actually in your life helping you. Even if it was just breadcrumbing you to get what they wanted. Right? Because what it did is it led you to some sort of success for your future. Yeah, you may have grieved, but you saw the truth in a situation here. And you may have been walking around this world and this earth a little naive to people, right? And their agendas. And Spirit said, listen, I know you may have seen this vision of maybe this person and having a future, or this job and having a future within this job, but I'm about to burst your bubble because there's something better. There's something bigger, and I didn't want you to get comfortable. I need you to see the bigger picture here. See the bigger picture. Breathe through the tension. Rest and rejuvenate. Because what's coming is going to require a lot from you. You have stood, you're standing in your power, and it's time to take action. 30 minutes a day, right? So Spirit, in closing, you can't make this up. The Ten of Pentacles. Do you have any idea what this means? Maybe not, because maybe this is your first time ever listening to one of my videos. And if it is, welcome. The Ten of Pentacles, you have a family here. This is a legacy. This is leaving a financial legacy. This is culmination. Unexpected financial windfall. Lump sum of monies. Wills, deeds, trust funds, inheritance, solid foundations, privileges, ancestries, family, homes, business, responsibilities, values, support, riches, old money, and affluence. The Ten of Pentacles is establishing a legacy, a financial legacy, right? Establishing yourself financially. Either making a name for yourself or having that nice cushion in your savings account. And, some people are like, well, that's all hoopla, right? You're telling me what I want to hear. But listen, I'm picking up on your energy. That's what I'm doing. So if you continue to be in this energy, eventually that's what you're going to manifest. Oh, you're just telling me what I want to hear, Xabi. Actually, I'm not. This is your energy. This is what I'm picking up on. Okay? This is the energy that you're in. Congratulations. Congratulations. Because eventually, what's going to happen? You may not see it now. You may not see it in 3 months from now. Or maybe even 10 months from now. Or maybe even a year from now. Because the Ten of Pentacles, that takes time. Pentacles is money. Right? Tangible things. But eventually, this is what your life is leading towards. Once you let go of people who are not willing to grow, willing to see themselves, willing to look in the mirror and say, you know what, the problem's been here this whole time, it's been me. So that's what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, collective. Oh yeah, to book a personal reading with me, my email is down below. Feel free to contact me. Okay? I love you. Bye.